Yarg, we be looking for the land of Firestorm. I use my special magical invisible, not a telescope, what do they call these ones? Use your imagination, it's Halloween. Yarg! Ho! Land ho! Land ho! Hello there, students. My name is Pirate Justin, and I claim this Tutorial Tuesday by right of combat. I have destroyed and killed this pathetic creature, and now it is a pirate's life for me and all of you. Wait, no, that's Santa Claus. Pirates also say ho, right? Regardless, I digress. Let us continue. We are here today, and we are going to be doing the drop precision and the up precision. Now, in the wide rank parkour curriculum, you learn how a pirate hippity hops from place to place, using the precision across a flat plain like the ocean. That's just a joke. The ocean does a lot of this and that. It's kind of weird like that, and actually the ocean isn't really flat because it's actually about 1.5 feet higher on one side where it's closer to the equator because of the centrifugal force of the Earth spinning, and it pulls it. But that's beside the point. You learned something new today's science class. All right, so instead of doing a precision across two objects that are on a flat plane, we're going to learn to go up or down. That's right, we're entering the third dimension. All right? And a little bit of Cartman right there for you. All right, so let's break down our 60-second breakdown of the drop precision and the precision up, shall we? Shall we? I will make you walk the plank! No, I won't, because we're in a gym and we don't. No, you walk off that rail right there, and then you follow the spring floor, and then you probably just rebound because it's a floor made of springs and foam, so you don't get injured, and it's technically makes it harder to threaten you, but that's okay.
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
Let us begin. We'll start with our drop precision. When we do our drop precision, we want to line up at the edge of our object. As always, feet together because it's a precision. Chest up, core tight. We're going to be bending at the knees, dropping our heels to our butt. We're looking at our object. Now, for a lot of people, they like to try to jump forward. What we want to do is, as we jump off here, little baby arm swing, dropping down onto the object, toes first. And when I drop, I want to absorb with my feet, trying to keep my chest up and dropping my butt down. Notice when I do this, my feet were in front of me, pointing towards the object, so when they hit, the rest of my body can absorb into the line, dropping my butt to my heels. We're going to turn around and do our precision up. With a precision up, we're going to need a much more vertical arm swing, much bigger. As I jump, it is important that I tuck my knees up to my chest, so I can land on my object. I have my hands out in front of me and my booty behind me to help me counterbalance. My heels, woo, are up there next to my booty, because we're a pirate and we like that booty. Yarg! And we stand on up. That was our quick 60-second breakdown here at the USS Firestorm. Oh, I can use this to make a flag. This would make a sweet pirate flag, right? And then crossbow. Crossbones. That. Not anymore. All right, mateys. We're going to get into a little more detail, starting here with the drop precision. Now, a drop precision can be something small, like what we're doing here, which is only about a 2-foot drop, or it can be dropping from something the height of 10 feet or even higher than that. I don't even know why I said 10 feet, because realistically it can be as little or as big as you really want. I recommend starting small, because when you do this, you have to have a lot of absorption and you gotta have good balance. The last thing you wanna do is do a big drop and land a little like this, and then completely plunk your face into the ground. That will be funny for me to watch, and I will laugh at you, as will my non-existent parrot, crackers. But you will not have a good time, so we want to start with something small. So we like to start with something like this. We also like to make sure that when we do this, we are not jumping to something too far out with our drop precision. The more forward energy dropping there is, the more forward energy to stop, the more difficult. So We want to, if we want to stick that precision, we want to start small and build our way up. Like I said in the 60-second breakdown, I like to start with a nice. Not even start on an object, you just start dropping to the ground. From here, we lean a little bit forward. We do a tiny arm swing. Why do we do a tiny arm swing? Because if I start to increase the angle of my body by leaning forward and then bringing my feet, you can see my chest is dropped forward. We want to keep that chest up as we drop, so we're straight up and down as we land on our object. Yarg! Woo! I bet I could sell this for a pretty medallion, or what are they called? Balloons? The balloons. I like those balloons. Balloons are nice, they're fun, they got helium, and they make you sound like this, ha! So when we do this, because we don't want to just rotate from our foot, what we want to do is give ourselves a little pop to keep our chest up. So as I start to fall forward, I'm gonna give myself a little pop from my feet and a little pop with my arms to keep my chest up. Boop, which allows me to drop. Which allows me to drop straight up and down. Hey, arg. We'll be back after these technical difficulties. All right, so again, we're starting in our squat position. Now we're gonna be angling a little further out. Now when I do the drop precision, if I try to jump across a straight line from where my foot is here to where my foot is going to land, all of that forward energy will be difficult. If I push right here and go straight forward, whoop, arg, you can see I've got a lot of forward energy. My feet hit, they stop moving, but my chest and all my upper body weight continues along that line that I have created because of all of my momentum. All right, that is no good. That causes us to tip forward. Now this is very good in a drop precision if I want to continue past my precision to a second precision, or perhaps into a vault or a flip or something like that. But in the case that I don't want to do that, and I'm picking now an object a little further away instead of practicing straight down onto flat ground, what I'm going to do is give myself a little pop up, like a small parabola. Yeah, if you haven't done graphing yet, it looks a little. What my goal is I don't want to jump straight forward in a line towards this object. I want to jump up and then let gravity pull me down so I'm dropping almost straight down onto the object. I want as little forward momentum and as much dropping momentum as possible. So from here, what I would do is give myself a little more pop, a little more jump up and forward, so by the time gravity kicks in and pulls me down, not that it's not really kicked in the entire time, but you know what I'm saying. It is dropping me more straight down onto my object. Now you'll notice here, my feet are a little far apart. Some people like to jump like this. I always say no more than shoulder width apart, or even better yet, together, so you can get a more precise landing. But the most important thing is, as I drop to these objects, to use these big giant shock absorbers we call legs. Yeah, they're like the rudder. No, there's no shock absorbers on a ship. I got nothing. The rudder of your legs. That didn't make sense either. Oh well, I'm going with it anyways. When I land here, always keeping the chest up and dropping all of my body weight in a straight line, down to the lowest point. The lower you are to the ground and the more of your weight is lower to the ground, the better your balance is gonna be. Yarg, and that's a good thing to practice for when you're up in the crow's nest looking for land.
Or on the plank.
Or on the plank so you don't fall, but they got the pointy sword, so it's kind of hard not to fall. Anyways, when we land, very important. If your feet together, your knees can go slightly out. If your feet are apart, never let the knees come in. That is how you put extra strain on your meniscus and on your crisscrossing ligaments right here. Okay, like your ACL and your PCL. And the last thing you want to do is become a one-legged hobbly pirate like that young Coach Freebooty. For those of you that take classes and know free love, you know what I'm talking about. Hey, arg. All right. As you progress on your drop precision, you can start from higher and higher objects, keeping in mind the further you jump out, the more forward momentum you're going to have. The further you drop down to the ground, the more you're going to have to absorb. I always recommend starting on big, giant, flat objects like the ground that you can drop to make sure you have good body position. As you drop, you don't want to be practicing like this, because if you do it from, say, here to there and you land like that, most likely you're going to go face first into the ground, and then you're going to end up looking like this guy. Yarg. You may remember him from that Tom Hanks movie where he thought he was the captain.
Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain now. No, not that guy. Yeah, all right, so we've done our drop position. After you've done a bunch of these and you feel very confident, it's time to start jumping actually from your feet as opposed to from the squat position, which is nice and easy. It's the same thing, just keeping in mind that when you do this, you now are about 2 feet taller than you were from before. All right, same basic concept though. I don't have to put as much power in. It's almost like I can do a little step and drop down onto my object. Okay, you can mess with this a bunch of different ways. The most important thing is as we jump, keeping our body as straight up and down as we can. If anything, our feet go just a little bit in front of us, pointing towards the object we want to land on. So as we hit, we can drop to the pad of the foot, absorb through the knee, and bring our butt down to our heel using these big, strong shock absorbers. All right, let's move on to our precision up. When you start your precision up, all right, couple things are very important. Number one, pick something that's not too tall. Because when you first do this, if you mess up, the last thing you want to do is try to jump to something, find out your feet are only going to go this high, and then slam your shin or your knee into a corner. It's no fun for you. It's fun to laugh at your friends when they do it. No fun when it's actually you. In fact, that's why I've got some of these awesome nifty scars right here from learning that guy the hard way back in the day when I first started training. Hi-ya! Wait, that was not very pirate. Hi-yarga! Huh? No? Maybe? Yarg. I need more doubloons to buy followers. Yarg. All right, come on over here. Let's take a look at this guy. So, once I get started, I can start in, like I said, something small. I know I can make this jump. I've done it before, so I'm going to start here. Now, when we do our precision up, a couple things to keep in mind. Number one, we don't want to start so close to our object that when we bend our knees or we swing, we're going to be whacking the object. That's no good for your fingers or your knees, so you want a little bit of distance. But remember, the further you start back, the less height you're gonna get because more energy you're gonna have to go into going forward. So pick a spot where you can do a good arm swing, a good knee bend, and you're not gonna be whacking anything. Now, as I jump, there are some common things, all right? If you watch my body, my chest is up, my arms are gonna go near to vertical because I'm jumping almost completely up. And as I jump, I'm lifting my knees up to my chest before I land. Here are the major problems that people come across when they do this. Number one, almost everybody, if they're a little worried in the beginning about making it onto an object, why don't we have you guys come over here so you can see a little better. Now, when most people are scared about landing onto an object, they do a couple of things. Number one, as they jump, they lean forward. They lean forward so just in case they don't make it, they can put their hands down. But by doing this, they make sure they can't make it. Because once I do this, check it out. I lift my knee. My knee cannot come as high as it can as I'm standing up. Here, I can put my foot on top. If my chest is forward, I literally cannot get my feet on there. So before I've even jumped, I've already made sure I'm going to fail. All right? Number two, they also want to be able to protect with their hands. So as they jump, they kind of leave their hands here. All right, try jumping with no arm swing, and then jumping with an arm swing, and you tell me which one feels easier. Psst. It's the arm swing. So we always want a big arm swing, which means to get a proper arm swing, our arms must be up, and you guessed it, our chest must be up. Because if my chest is down, where does my arm swing go? Ow. But even if I get past that and then I drop it, it's going forward, which is going to pull me forward into this and cause me to crack my knee or my shin. No good. So chest up. Arm swing up. As we jump, I lift my knees to my chest so I can drop down onto my object. All right? A couple things to keep in mind. A very common one for people is to lift up their feet and drop their arch here and then try to roll onto their feet. You can do this. It's totally acceptable, especially if you're going to land short. But if you're barefoot or you have thinner shoes like Feiways, I don't know, the magical things that come down the Silk Road from the Orient are difficult to pronounce for a pirate like me. Yarg. So however you call the shoes, if you land like this with the soft shoes, you're gonna hurt yourself. So it's better to practice trying to land on the pad of our foot and only use this as a safety, as a very last precaution. Precaution? No, it's a last resort. Yarg. I like to sail to resorts and then plunder. It's nice. So when we jump up, the reason we're not trying to land on the arch of our foot right here and roll onto our foot is we lose a lot of momentum. The goal will be to land on our toes like we always do, but this way, on a good precision up, because I've already landed in this position, if I bring my arms back behind me before I land, iconic parkour pose. All right, there we go, I got it. Then from here, I can swing, I'm already in my loaded position to explode into another jump, or from here, into my side flip off, whatever I want to do. Also, another thing to keep in mind is back in our white rank parkour curriculum, we went over our crane position. All right, so if you're at all worried about doing this precision up, about something not being able to make it, remember, don't lean forward, don't bring the hands down, don't do any of these things that will guarantee that you fail. Instead, make sure you have a solid crane position. Make sure you have a solid crane position. That way, when you mess up or you're not gonna quite make it, let's say I've got this guy over here and I want to precision up. All right, that's pretty high, that's about 4 feet. I don't have Achilles, so I'm probably not gonna make this jump. I'm gonna try for it anyways, but this way if I mess up, oh hey, look at that, I made it, yay! Look at that though, all toes, no arches, but if I miss, I can drop that foot and protect myself with my crane position. Let's say it's just a little too tall and I can't make it, boop, right into my half cat. So on these ones, remember, you have ways to protect yourself as you're beginning to do it. A really good idea is find something like this little setup right here. Precision up, boop, 180, precision down, stick the landing, boop, again and again. Remember to pick different angles as you do this, different heights, different distances. You want to keep changing it up so that way if you get cut on the high seas and you got a precision drop from one ship to another to save your life, you can make it because you've practiced all the different possibilities. I think I got the scurvy. I need a line. Well, it's time to make you walk the plank, you little scurvy land lover. This is what happens when you don't like, comment, subscribe, and share. All right, off the plank with you. Wait a minute. Why am I on the plank? That's a very precarious situation to be in. I mean, hey, whoa, bro. Hey, I'm just in a character. It's totally cool, man. There's no reason to be like, get away from me! No. I'm a fancy pirate. All right. Now, I lost my train of thought. I had to need a moment.